What's up, sports bettors? I got another college football bet, so I'm going to be breaking it down for you. And we are looking at Louisville, Syracuse. So, Louisville, best offered, minus 180 odds. Slight favorites, but still should be a reasonably good game against Syracuse. You can see the best line you can get on Syracuse is plus 176 on Pinnacle, which is actually the sharpest sports book. So, they've been moving lines towards Louisville. So that's kind of the money line. I don't have a play on the money line, so we'll go to the point spread next, which is currently set at 4.5. Again, lines have been drifting towards Louisville, so some books already heading up to 5. But regardless, we can see at least the sports books in Arizona still at 4.5. And then we have the total, which is what I have a bet on. So this is a positive EV bet, right? All a positive EV bet is a value bet. It's a data-driven bet that actually has a mathematical profit margin, right? So if we take a look at the total for Syracuse Louisville, what you'll notice is there are some line discrepancies, right? So we can scroll down and you'll see a few of them. So first we can see, okay, what's interesting here is FanDuel setting the line at over under 56.5. Every other sportsbook has it at 57.5, right? That's where their main line is, minus 108, minus 108, minus 110, minus 110. So as a sharp bettor, right, you're always looking for these spots with value. Professional sports bettors win 55% of the time on point spreads. People who make a living sports betting. Square sports bettors win on spreads 50% of the time, and they go broke and end up with gambling addictions. So 50 to 55 is like the difference between doing it for a living and literally being broke. So it's always important to find these spots with value as a sharp bettor. And we can see right here, the reason I love this bet is, the total's been shifting higher. So OddsJam's, a great platform for kind of tracking the sharp action line movement. So you're able to kind of follow along with real-time changes in odds. And what you'll notice is DraftKings Pinnacle, their over has been moving higher. Like they flipped up to 57.5, but FanDuel is still stale at 56.5. So because OddsJam is constantly tracking the lines, trying to find these big line discrepancies, OddsJam is essentially alerting us like, hey, FanDuel's stale. You can still get an incredible price. DraftKings is pricing this minus 135, and then the sharpest bookmaker is pricing this minus 123. So I ended up betting it, which is exactly what the pros do, right? That's how the pros bet. They look for these edges, these spots with value, these spots where sportsbooks are stale, and they hit bets with a positive expected profit margin. So I went ahead, I locked it in, as you can see here. One of my many, many college football bets. As a sharp bettor, your goal is to place as many positive EV bets as possible. I got Purdue, I got tons and tons and tons and tons of bets, right? More. You should be placing positive EV bets on college football every single day leading up to Saturday. You're essentially like forming your own portfolio of mathematically profitable college football bets. You never know when the best bets are going to occur, but I can guarantee you in the Syracuse-Louisville game, you're not going to be able to get over 56.5 at minus 110 odds on Saturday, right? This line will have moved. So when there's great bets, you got to get in on them when they're live because the sportsbooks will eventually update, right? So you got to beat them to it to get in on bets that actually have a mathematical profit margin. So yeah, basically blindly bet this page. Bet everything with recommended filters on. Despite some variance, you're gonna be doing well. So kind of an example I like to go through with people too is, let's say your average bet from OddsJam, if we kind of look at the screen, let's say your average bet has 1.5% profit margin or EV, right? And let's say your unit size is $100. So let's say you want to earn $750 a month sports betting. What that means is you got to place 16 bets a day, right? And then the next month, once your bankroll $750 higher, what you could do is you could take up your unit size a bit, right? And then maybe you want to earn $1,250. So there will be a sheet in the description kind of that you can play around with, EV per day math, so you can kind of calculate and you can download it into an Excel document, like how many bets do I have to place per day to kind of hit my profit goals, right? It's always good to have goals and kind of like reverse engineer, what do I have to do to meet my goals? So anyways, that's the sharp college football bet I got. I'm all over Central Michigan today, so it looks like they're hanging in against Oklahoma State so far. So hopefully that game continues to go well. But that's college football bet I got for Syracuse Louisville. Let's make some money.